Okay, here's part 2 of my Tecsun PL-398. This video part 2 is going to be a comparison of my new radio and my old radio. The old radio is the Radio Shack DX-390. First thing we'll talk about is the size and weight. Obviously there's a huge difference in size and weight of these two radios, as you can see right here. The DX-390 is a monster. The Tecsun is nice and compact. You can put it in a shirt pocket, but it's kind of long. It could fall out. I wouldn't really recommend that. As far as weight goes, I think the Tecsun weighs about 400 grams with batteries, 400, 450, and I put my DX390 on the scale, and it weighs in at over 2,000 grams. So it's also very heavy, mainly because it takes 4D batteries. The Tecsun takes 3 AA's. The Radio Shack uses 4Ds, plus it also needs 3 AA's to keep the memory of the presets and clock when you change the D battery. So the size and weight, there's a huge difference between these two models. Okay, next I'll talk about sound quality. Even though the DX390 is mono with just one speaker, it's got a better sound to it, more bass, more fuller sound. It's even got a tone control here, which the Tecsun has no tone control. Of course, the 390 is stereo, but the only way you get stereo sound is on FM with headphones. With the Tecsun, you get stereo sound all the time, and also you can. Another difference is the Tecsun has a line-in jack. It's got a line-in jack. You can plug your MP3 player, phone, play your music, whatever you want to plug into it. And the Tecsun also has a MP3 player. You stick an SD card in here, and you got your back, forward, and play, pause buttons to control the MP3. But it's not a very good MP3 player, as I've discussed in part 1, but it does the job. The DX390 has no line input jack and no MP3 player. Okay, I really don't need the DX390 in the video to compare. I can tell you about that. I want to show you a few things on the Tecsun here. Another good feature, the Tecsun has a huge advantage is the light. On the Radio Shack, the light only stays on for a few seconds and it goes off. You can't make it stay on. And also on the Radio Shack, these keys do not light up. And on the Tecsun, every key lights up, which I demonstrated in the part 1 video. It's really good if you're out at night. You don't need to have any kind of light on to operate the radio. It's a very handy feature. Now, one advantage the DX390 has is it has a BFO, so you can tune in single sideband and Morse code transmissions from amateur radio operators. The Tecsun does not have that, but I very rarely want to listen to amateur radio operators, and when I do, I can just use the old radio. And also the frequency range. Now the DX390 goes all the way to 30 megahertz, or should I say with 29.999 megahertz. This Tecsun only goes to 21,950, I believe. Let's see, it should tell you on the stand. I don't know if you can see that, 21,950 on shortwave. So as far as I know, there's not much shortwave above 21.9, between 21.9 and 29.9. But there's a little bit that you'll miss, and also you won't be able to receive CB channels or the 10-meter ham radio band, amateur radio band, which of course it doesn't have a BFO to tune in single sideband, so you wouldn't hear much on 10-meter band anyway. There's almost no AM or FM on 10 meters. It's almost all single sideband anyway. So you can't listen to quite as much with the Tecsun, but it does the job for just about everything else. Also, the DX390 has one more advantage. It has the RF gain control. which you can attenuate if a signal is too strong and it's overloading the receiver or distorting, you can attenuate it with the RF gain. But the Tecsun does not have RF gain. I'm reading my little cheat sheet here so I don't forget anything. Also, the DX-390, another advantage it has is it has it has a dual time zone on the DX-390. You can have two time zones. Set two time zones where the Tecsun this time here, that's the only time zone you have on it. And the external, I was kind of surprised at the external antenna jack. On the DX390, the external antenna jack is for AM and shortwave, which I thought that's how it would be on most radios, but on the Tecsun, it says FM and shortwave versus AM and shortwave on the Radio Shack. So if you want to try to listen to a distant AM station, having an external antenna is not going to help you with this Tecsun. But if you want to try to tune in like a distant FM station, you can plug in an external antenna and it will help you on this Tecsun, where it wouldn't do anything for FM on the DX390.